You mentioned predictive analytics, and we hear a lot about the role that plays in insurance and other industries. Are carriers using it well? And if not, how can they use it more effectively?
Right. So first, let's agree that what means predictive analytics. If we assume that predictive analytics are those new methodologies, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, those new methodologies can support objectives, the strategic or operational objectives. Those objectives were generally achieved through more traditional methods. So if we define this as being predictive analytics, it is true that insurance is far from being the first industry using predictive analytics. Other industries, sometimes very traditional, and I think of even agriculture, agricultural specialists use artificial intelligence 40 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, by identifying the space in the lands to efficiently choose the crops for each type of soil. The same with retail industry. Retail industry started to use marketing, um, I would say individual marketing tool with artificial intelligence 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. And some more recently, of course, have anticipating the use of artificial intelligence. I think to telco, of course, telco company already 10, 15 years ago. Health industry, many artificial intelligence and predictive analytics tool are used by doctors to predict how some heavy, for instance, heavy cancer will evolve. Media industry, leisure industry, and closer to insurance, banking industry have by and large adopted such technologies. And so we work in all those industries, and insurance companies are now coming to the same mode. Of course, many of them have adopted those technologies, but they can also improve it. So, to your question, how can they use it more efficiently? I think there are three main ideas we can open here. One is to bridge and share information between departments, between divisions. So basically avoiding the traditional internal silos between the company's departments. But the same apply to external silos. And let me give you an example. In Europe, we have in the banking industry a group called Eurocard, Mastercard, Visa, which is basically a common constituency of many banking companies. They have put their effort, their information, their marketing intelligence together to develop Eurocard, Mastercard, Visa, which is a credit card system all over Europe. And this is shared. So they share information. Some of the information could be considered as really very confidential, but there is a third party of trust that can share, that can manage that for them. And this is Eurocard, Mastercard, Visa. In the US, we know that, for instance, credit rating is an information shared between banking. And the question is why there is not an equivalent sharing of information between insurance companies. And there are some technological tools, around federative learning that can allow create bridges between insurance companies while providing security, safety, and confidentiality of the information. We can provide that also by combining the knowledge of the insurance experts with the multidisciplinary teams we mentioned earlier. So, economists, lawyers, software engineers, and data scientists. These are, I think, the three main ideas that we can open.
Are there